Cancer Awareness Month, and we're wearing our pinks on Friday. WAND's Dawn Sterling came across a story about a whole Decatur family dealing with breast cancer, and they want you to know about the other cancer gene that you may not know about.
You have to read up on that.
For this family, breast cancer is a fact of life.
Every time we got together, it's like, have you been tested? Who all's been tested?
You'll come across from time to time families that have really been hit hard by a disease, and much more than what would be by chance.
So much so, when they talk about it, it's very matter of fact.
We all felt pretty much all along that there has to be more to our story than that we're negative for BRCA.
You want to be careful to make sure that you haven't just assumed that a negative test answers the question.
But what they really want you to know is there's another gene. In fact, there are many other genes.
There's new genetic testing available for breast cancer beyond the BRCA test.
Out of 7 siblings, 5 have tested positive for a gene called PALB2, and the gene mutation is being passed down to other generations.
I have 2 sons and a daughter, and all 3 have the gene.
The gene PALB2 doesn't just indicate a risk for breast cancer. There's also an increased risk for ovarian and pancreatic cancer, which is why many of the women in this family have had preventative surgery.
For me, it was a no-brainer, absolutely. I've seen too much of cancer in my life and knew from the very beginning that I was going to do everything I could to get every percentage of reduction in risk that I could.
In contrast to breast cancer, it's much harder to find ovarian cancer at a time when you can cure it.
You should know, having a cancer gene is relatively rare.
There's 200,000, 230,000 women a year found to have breast cancer in this country, and only about 5 to 10% are related to this kind of inborn genetic change.
For this family, the goal is simply getting the word out about other cancer genes.
It's so important to share with people the information about the new testing.
It's just a blood test. It's easy to find out.
According to Dr. Wade, patients need to be their own advocate.
And I think the take-home lesson to all women is, find out about your family history. And if it looks like there's a real pattern, we just may not have the technology yet to find it.
When it comes to genetic testing, doctors and scientists are always discovering new things. Dawn Sterling, WAND News.
Now, there is a comprehensive test called MyRisk by Myriad Genetics. If you test negative for BRCA1 or 2, they will look at the other known 11 genes beyond BRCA. For more information on that test, go to WANDTV.com and click on SiteWatch.